and Arrowhead did a great job flipping the field and making field goals. So we needed a win like this, and now let's just try to build off of it.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. It's a Victory Monday, November 24th, 2025. Stephen St. John in studio with Todd Leabo, Jake Gutierrez, and Deebs. We're going to shake it up, shake it up, shake it up, shake 'em. Because of the holiday week, which will feature no show on Thursday. And then I will no show on Friday. And Nate Bucati will be here for a shortened New Day with Bucati.
Bucati?
We have a shuffled lineup. So today, a real treat for the Monday listener. 6:30 in studio, former Chiefs wide receiver Gary Dieter. He'll be here for as long as he wants.
Hang out.
In the 8 o'clock hour, Pete Sweeney from the Kansas City Star, who just walked by me, shook my hand, and then walked off. Very cold yesterday at Arrowhead Stadium.
He had a rough Saturday for his Orangeman.
We'll get to the bottom of that. So Pete will be with us. Tell us what he saw from his vantage point at Arrowhead. I can tell you what I heard from my seat at Arrowhead here in a moment. And then Chiefs Hall of Famer Bill Moss will be on with us at 9:05.
Bill Moss.
And then we've got a bunch of locker room sound that I compiled as part of my duties of covering the Chiefs at all their home games at Arrowhead. Except for Christmas night.
We'll see about that. You may still be there.
No, I'm not.
You might be.
I've gone ahead and looked into that.
And the answer is no?
The answer, yeah. I asked myself, are you going to be there? And the answer was nope.
Nope. Nope.
No, they ain't going to bully me into working on Christmas.
About I don't know what, 1 o'clock yesterday, I thought, well, that Christmas game not going to matter anyways. But by about 3:30, so you know what? Christmas game could have some juice back.
Every game's going to have juice.
This game was one of those, the season's over, they're back, season's over, like throughout. It was a wild one. What was it like out there in the press box? Because you were sending us text that it was interesting.
Okay,
unlike any press box scene you've been a part of.
Well, no, I've been a part of them. I've heard it was comparable to. Who was the lady that worked for the Raiders? And now Amy Trask.
Amy Trask, yeah.
Amy Trask used to be very loud in the press box.
Yeah.
With when she worked for the Raiders, for her Raiders contingent, to the point like, wow,
what's this noise?
why aren't they in their own suite or room? First, let me say yesterday, that was football weather, terrific. Number two, the Arrowhead crowd, I will echo what Andy Reid said. They were excellent. They were loud. There was, look, and there is something to having a knowledgeable fan base that attends the games and understanding the importance of a game and when to cheer and when not to and when the team needs you. I thought the crowd was a great extension of the team yesterday. That was a home field advantage. That was a very, very important factor, I thought, because I thought the team fed off of it. You saw players on the sideline imploring the fans to be even louder, waving towels and stuff. It was cool to see. It was reminiscent of some old school Arrowhead crowds.
The 90s?
Yeah, just they were loud. They were loud when they needed to be. They gave the game extra juice when they needed it, and so that was just one observation. I said, okay, all right, this because you never. it's a reminder that, as Eli Drinkwitz often says, Twitter ain't real. That stuff ain't real. And the overwhelming amount of negativity that we've seen and heard over the past weeks this season on social media, that did not translate out there to the crowd at Arrowhead. That crowd was awesome, and it almost felt like they were trying to will the Chiefs to win.
And I like the defensive crowd too. When you need that stop, and
it was great.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
That was awesome, and the defense started to feed off of it. And when the defense was locked in the second half and into overtime, that's what it reminded me of. Old school Arrowhead defensive crowds, cheering on great defenses in the 90s.
DT and Will Smith, yeah.
It's hard. If you were there, you get it. You just felt something. Like, okay. Andy mentioned it. I heard a couple of players mention it. I dug it. It was fun, okay? Number two, so where we sit. We sit in the front row of the press box. What are we on, like the 30-yard line or so?
Yeah.
And so, usually Leabo sits next to me. Yesterday it was me, then Bethany, Easton, and Paige. In the front row, I got, a nice mix of other radio and TV people.
TV down the left, radio to the right.
Now,
just folks around.
The row behind us, the way it's like a big, I don't know, like a wall or whatever else. And so, like, if you're sitting there in the front,
they're like 6 to 8 feet higher than us.
But if I turn around, I can't see who's sitting behind me.
Right.
I just know people are there because the wall's too high. I can hear it, right? But then if I stood up and looking around, then I could see, like, on one side, all the newspaper guys are up there. That's where Pete is now.
That's the Ivory Tower.
Pete Sweeney used to sit down there with us. Now he's up there, okay?
Look at me.
I really don't know what's going on up there. I was telling Jake on Friday, I hear a guy that's clearly associated with a TV broadcast.
Yeah, they're in communication with New York and the refs on the field.
That guy got pissed off yesterday.
He miss a break or something?
What's he waving for? What's he waving for? Take the time out. Oh, come on. What? Oh, well, we're fine. Okay. All right, we're fine.
It's wild.
Hey, you know what? We're right where we need to be.
We'll work it out.
Why was he waving? We're right where we need to be. And I'm like, I have no concept of what's going on, but I love it.
Yeah.
And this guy's pissed off at someone that was waving, but they're still right where they need to be. It's the inner workings of something I have no grasp of, no understanding of what was it. But, and me and Bethany were laughing, but this guy was locked in and he was pissed. And whoever was out there waving and shouldn't have been waving, boy, that guy's going to take a bite out of his ass later. I can promise you that. So then we're at one point, okay, I'll tell you exactly what play it was. Do you remember the play where Mahomes throws the ball into the end zone and Rice caught it, but he was laying down half out of bounds?
Yeah.
What point in the game was that?
That was fourth quarter, wasn't it?
No, I don't know.
Before that,
it was before then.
Maybe it's third quarter. It was second half, though, right?
That was it? Anyway,
you sent us text multiple times about holding calls.
Well, anyway, that was the play where it really happened. And so you hear, and in the press box, you're not supposed to cheer, react, be loud, anything.
The media's not
except for this guy, whoever he is, calling the timeouts or whatever with the TV broadcast. But I hear off to my left. It's Mahomes is moving, and he hasn't thrown the ball yet on that play, right. And you hear, it's holding. It's hold. What are you kidding me? Oh, it's holding. And then Mahomes throws it, but I'm startled, and even Bethany, we look back like,
who's this?
What's going on back there? And we're both
Colts
trying to
writer?
see. We don't know. You never know these days.
Yeah.
Maybe someone that's locked in on DraftKings. Who knows? I'm trying to look.
Or that guy who does those Colts songs. Maybe he was there.
And so
do not speak of him.
And so Jeff Darlington
ever.
Darlington's is he working
ESPN?
ESPN.
Yeah. Okay.
So Darlington's sitting next to me, and he's kind of smirking, and they're all And then Bethany says, "Like, who is that?" And Darlington looks at me and goes, "Yeah, that's the Colts GM." I said, "Ballard?" He goes, "Yeah, that's Ballard." I said, "Really?"
Former Chiefs assistant.
Yeah, he was, and his son's the backup quarterback at KU, Cole Ballard. He goes, "Yeah, that's the Colts GM." And
This is what he does.
It happened 4 or 5 times.
Well, there's holding on every
times.
play.
Yeah, but there was just different things.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of times where the Colts got called for a penalty, a crucial penalty. Yeah. You gotta be kidding me!
Yeah.
What? And just
How did he handle the end of the game?
Finally at one
left?
point he went silent. So I'm thinking when it got down to the nuts and bolts of things, he got out of there.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. Chris Ballard was not happy.
It was entertaining.
And he saw a lot of holding that wasn't getting called, at least from his eyes. It was very entertaining.
Oh, man.
And I don't know, maybe someone, he said, hey, but so then we were getting ready to get on the elevator, and there were a couple of Colts guys.
This is the interesting thing we get to see
Yeah.
every game because we wait for the elevator. They send the coaches down, and sometimes we've seen some fired-up coaches because they've just come to Arrowhead and won. And then sometimes you see what you probably saw yesterday.
These were some guys that were in the press box, I think, or going back and forth. They were from Indianapolis. I don't know if they were reporters or for the team. And so we're all seeing and waiting for the elevator, and I hear him go, "Well, did you see Ballard today?" And they don't know, and I'm like, "Yeah, oh yeah, oh boy, they were laughing about." And so
he must always be this way, but this
right.
was a level above because of
Yes.
his past here, probably.
And no, because then the guy goes, "Yeah, that's every week."
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. And so let me tell you something. Ballard was running hot.
His piss
And
was hot.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. Yes, his piss was hot. But all of this was when they had a lead.
Yeah.
A lot of this airing of grievances when they had a lead.
He knew.
That Rasheed Rice catch in the end zone on his butt was in the second quarter.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was the second quarter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second quarter.
That's when it started. Okay.
That's when it started.
Yeah.
That was the moment that
That was near the end of the
he
half.
revealed
right.
himself
Yes,
to us.
Yes, and then they had to settle for a
Yeah.
field goal.
It was at the end of the. It was at the
That's
end of
right.
the first half.
I think that
Because you texted multiple times about
this guy knew. I think he kind of knew, like, man, we gotta put our foot on their throats
Yeah, you
now,
don't give him-
because he's from the Chiefs organization.
it. He knows.
And it was funny as the Chiefs got closer, and I think the last we heard of him was after the touchdown and 2-point conversion.
Yeah, and he's like, I got to get
And
out
that
of
was like, and I think he went somewhere else.
here.
And so it was kind of like that deal, like he knew.
Yeah.
Even though the Chiefs had not won a
They
close
had not
game
done
this year,
this.
you had that feeling,
Yeah.
And so so it's just a reminder. These people get frustrated like we do,
Oh,
and scream,
absolutely.
and he knows. And look, the Colts wake up today. Guess what they're in?
They're in a dogfight.
A dogfight for their division championship.
Yep.
They went into Sunday thinking, hey, we're in a dogfight for the 1 seed. We got to win this thing. And they leave Kansas City, and now they got a 1-game lead in their division, and they got a good Jacksonville team and a good Houston team.
They haven't played yet, either one of them.
They have to play both of them twice. And they're only a game ahead of Jacksonville, right? And 2 games ahead of Houston?
Yeah.
Dude, all the flowers that have been given to the Colts all season long, and they've been good. Can you imagine if they don't win their division? Because they might not.
That's the swings, man.
They got to win these games now.
Yeah.
Now they got to go out. They got to win it, right? And so, just a reminder: these guys get frustrated just like we do.
That's what we want Ballard to have Twitter right then.
Oh, he was hot, and I appreciated it. It made me like him more because I like this guy. Because if I was ever a GM,
he's had some crazy press conferences
for a
too.
team or whatever else, that's exactly how I'd be reacting.
Yeah.
I'd be livid. I'd be beside myself.
I can imagine you as the GM.
Yeah, it was great. I like this guy's a real one. I like the cut of his jib. I like the way he goes about his business. Okay, so he's frustrated because he knew what was going to happen. I feel like, I don't know, he's no dummy. The Chiefs, with the season on the line, come back and win in overtime 23-20. And it was remarkable because it felt like the season was on life support. It really did. It felt like the season was just about over. Because I was just of the belief yesterday, if they win that game, they go on a good run, and they end up going to the playoffs. If they lose that game, I don't feel confident in all that they're going to go to the playoffs.
Remarkable.
So it was a very, very important game, obviously. And the Chiefs were down 20-9, driving the football. And Kareem Hunt fumbles at the beginning of the fourth quarter with 14:56 left in the game after the Chiefs had moved the ball into the red zone. And you felt like right there, oh, it's the fourth quarter. They just did all this work to get inside the 20, to get in the red zone. And they're still 2 scores down. And Kareem Hunt, of all people, fumbled.
It was such a weird looking play.
Looked like Josh Simmons got the strip.
I mean, anyway, it really did.
Unbelievable. And you think, is that it? Now the defense...
First lost fumble of the year for the team.
And now the defense has to go out and get a couple of stops, and the offense has to get a couple of scoring drives, and they got less than a quarter to do it.
Time is wasting.
Were you guys confident at that point?
No.
Take me to the moment of Kareem Hunt's fumble. Were you thinking, oh, hey, they're still fine?
No.
I just looked up, and I said, I don't know if there's enough time for them to do, because, and also...
Well, I thought the Colts would just kind of run the ball or something.
Silly me, I thought the Colts were going to say, hey, let's lean on Jonathan Taylor.
He's pretty good. Let's do that.
And it turns out they didn't.
No.
And so even though Jonathan Taylor wasn't very successful running the football yesterday, you keep going to that well. You keep giving him the football because eventually he's going to pop one. You don't go away from it. Okay? And the Chiefs defense locked in and got 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. The Chiefs offense did what they had to do. Mahomes came up with some big throws. Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy had big plays. Kareem Hunt was a workhorse, and that man was exhausted after the game.
Tired.
That locker room, if you asked me, like, what was the locker room like? Celebratory? You know what? There was relief.
Tired.
And there was exhaustion.
Yeah.
In that locker room.
That training room was full, too.
And that's what has me a little nervous about them going Thursday to Dallas, but that's fine. I heard Patrick walking out and say, you know, somebody asked him, how is he, or how you doing, one of the staff or whatever, and he's walking out and he goes, I'm good, I'm going home, baby, I'm going home. And so, you know, there's always that chance that Mahomes going back to Texas is just going to deliver a F-U to the Cowboys. You know, something like that.
Rashee Rice, too?
So, we're good.
Some Texas kids on there.
I'm not as excited about Rashee Rice going home. I'd like him to stay in Kansas City as much as possible, but keep him on the bus, in the hotel.
How are y'all doing?
He won't be driving.
Well, no, he shouldn't be. That's what I would prefer.
Yeah.
Keep him in the hotel, and we're good.
There's some Texas guys.
Okay? Though. And so that was an exhausted locker room. And they should have been, because that was a hell of an effort to come back and beat the Colts yesterday when they were down by 11.
They gave all. I mean, they really did.
Yeah.
That was maximum effort in a game they knew they had.
And the other thing that I just can't wait to bring up to Jeff Chadilla from NFL Network and NFL.com when we talk to him this week. This is why so many people are reluctant to jump on the Colts bandwagon and say they could make a run at the Super Bowl. You want to know why? Because Daniel Jones revealed himself yesterday.
Pulled the mask off.
This was like the end of Scooby-Doo of an episode when they pull the mask off because, it's Daniel Jones.
There he is the whole time.
It's really Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, right? And look at that interception he almost threw when he hit 2 Chiefs defenders. They didn't catch it.
No, of course not.
But what was he looking at with the game on the line? Daniel Jones revealed himself. This is why a bunch of people are unwilling to get on the Colts bandwagon and pick the Colts and say, oh, yeah, they could beat the Bills in the playoffs. They could beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. They could beat the Ravens. No, they can't, because it's going to come down to Daniel Jones having to make plays. And if that's the case, if this is what you're going to get, 1 and out. They better worry about the division. Chris Ballard screaming for holding penalties. Daniel Jones letting the team down, and the team says, Jonathan Taylor, no, we're not going to give him the ball at the end of the fourth quarter trying to run the clock out. Let's just Put the ball in Daniel Jones' hands and see what happens. That's what happened. We'll take a break. Garrett Dieter's in here. He's locked in, on time, green running suit, angry face, ready to come at you on this Monday morning on Sports Radio 810 WHB. What's up, Casa City? Stephen St. John here. And do you know about the 3 T's of Thanksgiving? Well, I just told all 3 of them to Jake in his ear, but you didn't hear me, so I might as well tell you now. Turkey for eating, table for gathering, and touchdowns for winning. With DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. With DraftKings Sportsbook, all the action's in your hands. First touchdown, anytime TD, live bets. Every play, every snap, every game counts. And here's the best part. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you get $200 in bonus bets instantly. When touchdowns happen, we feast. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 810WHB. That's code 810WHB. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Kansas only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
When America needs power, Wholesale Batteries delivers. Nationwide shipping.
year was it? Like 17 or 18. PS4. 4. You know your PSs?
Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Happy Thursday morning. Garrick Dieter's in here.
Check it. The Colts went 3 and out on their last 4 possessions.
Jonathan Taylor run.
When
Jonathan
they were
Taylor run.
no, that's not what they did.
No.
When they were nursing a lead, trying to offer the lead their teat and nurse it. You get it? You get that? You get it. You're a dad. You understand that. You know?
Garrick doesn't want to talk right now. He's looking
The
at
Colts trying to offer the lead their ample bosom.
Milk this.
Yeah. See, Jake, I describe football in ways that others just simply can't. This is what they did in their last 4 possessions. All 3 and outs.
They couldn't latch on.
Run for -2 yards, incomplete pass, punt. Incomplete pass, 7-yard completion, incomplete pass, punt. So there's one they didn't
not even
run them
once.
at all. Incomplete pass, 6-yard completion, punt. So there's back-to-back where they didn't give him the ball once. And then in the overtime, 4-yard completion, run for 5 yards, run for -2.
That
punt.
was a big
so
play.
they tried.
They were. Listen, Chiefs defense had some hot piss yesterday, didn't they?
I mean, it seems like every time they go against a star running back, they just shut him down, no matter what. I can't remember last time any running backs had real success against Spags.
It reminds me, the Colts, maybe you can compare them to the Titans that the Chiefs beat in the championship game. They have a dynamic running back that they lean on, a quarterback that's athletic, but you're not quite sure what you're going to get when the game's on the line, like Tannehill was versus Daniel Jones. A really good defense, physical team, but they just don't have the quarterback to get to where they want to go. The Titans didn't then, and I think we saw yesterday, this is why people were reluctant to get on the bandwagon. Daniel Jones ain't the guy. He ain't that guy.
No, Colts will still win that division. I mean, they're missing.
Maybe.
No, they're missing their best D lineman.
Don't meet apologists on this show.
I think Sauce and C. Ward look good. Mooney look good. But yeah, it came down to, like you said, when you go 3 and out 4 straight times without giving your running back really the ball, and that's what type of team you are. I was pretty shocked at that watching the game, and I think the results speak for what that was. I mean, you can't get away from what you're really good at and rely on one thing, and I think that's what we've seen with the Chiefs the last few weeks is relying too much on the pass. And when you see, I mean, obviously they ran like 100 plays yesterday, but when you balance around, when you give the offense some more balance, things seem to open up a little bit more.
But even when it wasn't working, they continued to run the football to keep the defense honest, to at least show, you know what, we actually will run the football here. And look, and I'm not, like you said, they had a huge number of plays, and I'm not expecting anyone to have 25 carries, much less 30 carries, but it was nice to see them commit to it and stick to it. And how odd was that when we leave this game yesterday, we're thinking, hey, the Chiefs are the one that committed to the run, and the Colts are the ones that gave up on it too quick.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all been asking for it the last few weeks is just run the ball more. Obviously, nobody expects it to be, would they throw it 45 times, 45 and ran it 35, so nobody expects that type of balance, but it was good to see. I mean, I think that's going to be the recipe moving forward. I mean, you're going to get man-to-man coverage. The Colts obviously have 2 really, really good corners, so they did their job most of the game and obviously gave up some plays late. But when you have corners like that, you can kind of commit to the run game on the defense side a little bit more, and that's what the Colts are. But man, it's good to see Kareem get active like that.
Garrick, I was home, and I was listening to Tony Romo on the broadcast, and he was pretty critical of Patrick on getting through his progressions. He thought early, maybe not trusting things. When you're watching this, what are you seeing from the offense? Because there were times there were some open guys, and there were times that maybe he held the ball too long. What's it look like to you?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Pat in certain spots when Tony was calling him out like it was for sure he's getting out of the pocket too quick. The pocket's there. It just needs to sit in there and relax and make those throws. But when you see Mooney and you have Sauce on the outside versus Hollywood and Xavier, those are not matchups you like as a quarterback in a one-on-one matchup. So I think that's why he's not throwing those balls on the outside in man. And I don't know. I want to get the coach's film and see if guys are getting open, what the deal is. But, yeah, I mean, most of the game it seemed like Mooney and Sauce were right on the receivers whenever they were running any type of route. So
They weren't getting open early.
well, yeah. I mean, I think people don't realize how big Charvarius Ward is. And then Sauce, I've never played against him, but I think he's a big guy. But Mooney, if he gets hands on you, especially Xavier, Hollywood, it's not, those guys aren't going to win. They're just not physical enough. So, yeah, I think later in the game they started figuring out different formations, how we can mess around with attacking man coverage. But if you're Pat and you see your matchups on the outside, straight man-to-man, Xavier or Hollywood versus a big corner that's actually good, I mean, I probably wouldn't throw it.
Take me down to the sideline, because I like to watch this part of it, from up above with binoculars. Everyone kind of still gets in their little position groups, and you see sometimes on TV Nagy will come over, maybe Andy will come over, and they're looking at the tablet, and they're looking through things. What's the communication like then? Once they kind of do that, do they come over and talk to the wide receivers and talk about different routes? What's that part of it like when you're during the game down there, and maybe you've only got 3 plays to get it figured out? Or maybe it's a long drive. What's that part like?
Yeah, I mean, if coaches are seeing something that the guys aren't familiar with, they'll come and mention maybe it's a certain type of coverage. Maybe they're doing something a little bit different on different down and distances. But for the most part, it's just talking through plays that they like, that they might go to, just to make sure you're good with the formation and good with the play. But yeah, if they're doing anything that they haven't seen before, then they'll mention like, hey, look out for this. They might be doing this on this down distance. But for the most part, it's really just talking about what plays they might like.
Yeah, and then once you just get out there in the huddle, they don't really tell the linemen that stuff during. I mean, like you get sometimes it's weird. Like, wonder if everyone knew that, hey, listen, Trey Smith's not in here this drive. Right?
Yeah.
The Caliendo's in. You look up and you go, oh, wow, look, I didn't know that, because you guys are in your own thing down there, right?
Yeah, I mean, linemen for sure they go down to the end, and those guys are just there doing their own thing. Like you said, that they don't need to really worry about what plays are getting called. All their stuff's pretty much the same. But, yeah, receiver-wise, obviously Pat's going to come over, say something a few times a game, Nags, and then Connor will probably obviously talk about what they see on the iPad.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Some other news that we haven't mentioned yet, Dameon Pierce, running back who was let go by the Texans, cleared waivers, and he is, according to several reports, going to sign with the Chiefs. Aaron Wilson, who covers the Texans and does a really good job of just covering different transactions and giving us some inside information, he posted that Pierce, who's signing with the Chiefs practice squad, had offers from the Chargers, the Broncos, the Bears, Eagles, Colts, Bengals, with interest from the Dolphins as well. And I've seen a couple of Denver reporters post that same thing, that the Broncos had heavy interest in Dameon Pierce, who signs with the Chiefs, listed at 5'10", 215. He had his best year as a rookie in 2022, a fourth-round pick, had 939 yards on the ground, and also 30 catches for 165 as a receiver. Something else he can do, he can help out on special teams. He's returned some kicks before. So
Why'd he get cut?
Yeah, I mean, you're out here, you're looking around for whoever at this point of the year, right?
He got cut for a reason. Who knows?
Is Houston that stacked at running back that they don't need a guy? Maybe.
Well, they might be getting Mixon back soon.
I saw
Is he
that's
really?
kind of.
I don't know.
Someone said that like he might be out for
thought
the
he was out
year.
for the year.
I don't know. I mean, listen, some teams have more of one thing, and the Chiefs right now don't have more of a running back.
You got to take a shot.
Yeah, I mean,
Practice squad.
yeah, I was going to say, if he's on P squad, it doesn't really matter. Are they?
And if he looks
who are they
good.
cutting? They cutting anybody?
Well, that nothing's happened yet. We have to kind of wait and see. But,
Right.
Someone will. If you sign someone, someone's gone.
Yeah, somebody's got to.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a running back either. It could be anyone.
it won't.
But
And
practice
you
squads
just-
are big now.
You just can't assume that Pacheco's going to come back and be all right.
Well, this sounds like bad news that he's
it's
maybe not
taking him that long. And look, they had Clyde in there for 5 carries and a couple of catches, and he was in there. It was hard, and I had a chance to talk with him. We'll play that later. You know this. You play with him. You talk to. That's a very easy guy to root for.
Yeah.
You want him to do well, and that there's a reason why they keep bringing him. They brought him back because he's good in the locker room and
universally
his teammates
liked,
like him.
right?
But it's amazing that you thought when they brought him back in the practice squad that was just the token of their esteem. They're bringing him, but whatever else. He got the ball in overtime with the season on the line.
Yeah, I mean they
they
trust him. I think they trust him to be in there. If there was a pass, they trust him to block. Obviously, he can do some damage still with his legs. Obviously, it was tough sledding yesterday, but when you have a guy that you can just stick in there and he's not going to mess up, I think Elijah got his chance last week and messed up, and
That's over.
I mean, that's kind of all it takes when it comes to a role player getting in the game. If you mess up, you're probably not going to get back in there. So
It's one thing to maybe not make the right cut with the ball, but if you get penalties,
the mental errors is what you can't do as a role player. The physical stuff, that stuff happens, but the mental errors, especially as a role player, you got to be locked in. And yeah, if you make those mistakes, coaches, that's like the number one thing for a
role player kind of guy. You better be assignment sound. And then listen, Kareem was out there giving everything.
Yeah.
And eventually you get tired. You got to come out for one play. All right, who's standing on the sideline? Clyde's got to be. He's got to know what to do and jump up there and get in the game. And he was ready to do that yesterday. So.
And that's the other. I mean, Kareem, that's going to be tough to bounce back for Thursday, man.
Yeah, I mean, a 3-day turnaround with 30 carries and
he's in that ice bath right now.
None of them were really easy. Yeah, every carry he had was pounding and.
I thought he got hip dropped. I mean, the one where they ended up throwing the penalty flag on Travis, which Tony Romo said was the worst call he'd seen all year, which is saying something. Could be some bad calls this year.
Thankfully, his cleats didn't get caught or whatever else is.
That's supposed to be illegal. Now, I thought that's what they had thrown.
No, we were talking about the press box. He'll get fined later, but he's not. You know what I mean? That was that was a hip toss.
And that's the stuff that hurt today.
Yeah, I mean, Kareem's gonna be sore. I mean, he's
tough though.
30 carries. It doesn't matter how tough you are when you're older. You're not going to be bouncing back like you used to. And a 3-day turnaround against a team that just had a 21-point comeback. That game's gonna be pretty awesome on Thursday. I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah.
Holiday games, baby. Christmas is next.
Some numbers on that one.
With the way George Pickens is looking right now.
Yeah, he's damn good.
Right.
Just throw the ball to 88, he'll drop it.
And by the way, again, the Colts offense had 4 chances to put the game away against the Chiefs yesterday. Their last 4 offensive possessions, 4 possessions, 0 first downs, 13 total yards, 4 punts. Last 4 possessions. Unbelievable performance down the stretch by the defense. Back after this on WHB. Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. That was the first 100-yard rusher for the Chiefs this year and the first 100-yard receiver. Patrick Mahomes, 29-46, 352 yards, no touchdowns, the one interception. Kareem Hunt had 30 carries for 104 yards and a touchdown. Rashee Rice led the way receiving 8 catches, 141 yards. Worthy 4 for 59, Kelsey 4 for 43. Rashard Smith had 3 catches for 31, and Kareem, besides his 30 carries for 104, added 3 catches for 26 yards. Noah Gray had a big drop, but also had a fantastic catch where it looked like he caught the ball and got knocked unconscious. 3 for 25.
He also got hurt early in the game. He showed a lot of toughness too. I mean, there were dudes who were hurt. Like, I'm going back in the game. That's good to see.
Yeah, Noah's tough. Yeah, that drop sucked, obviously, but yeah, seeing him just go completely out was kind of weird. I mean, it didn't seem like that bad of a landing, but something must have happened where he hit it on the right spot, and I don't know how he held on to that ball.
It was weird. I think almost it was the physical reaction where his arms like stiffened up.
Yeah.
I bet if you ask him, he doesn't know.
No, he has no idea that happened. Yeah, that was insane. And it was a big catch. I mean, that was like an 8-yard gain. Put it to 3rd and 3 or something in 3.
Because he kind of got hurt in the first quarter on that other play.
Yeah, when you're blocking in there, when you're inside with the trenches, man, you're lucky to be healthy after games. I mean, there's the chances of you. I mean, you saw Trey roll his ankle, like rolling up on guys, and just the physicality that those guys had to play with. And Noah's not the biggest guy in the world, so him having to get in there and tussle with those big guys every single play, yeah, you're gonna be hurting. And yeah, it's if you get rolled up on like Trey did.
And he came back in, right, and played a little bit. Then at halftime, they're like, you can't play. And he's dealing with a bad back still.
Yeah, he's been getting beat up this year. But Caliendo's solid. They're not going to be able to run the ball as well. But Caliendo's kind of like Nick Allegretti. Like, he's going to do his job. He's not obviously Trey Smith, but he's going to do a really good job of protecting and playing at a high level. Not to the highest guard level, but good enough to get you there.
Rashee Rice had a big bounce-back game, 12 targets, 8 catches, 141 yards. What did you see from the way they used Rashee Rice that led to that big day?
I mean, I think they were creative with formations to put him against Moore from the Colts. I think when you can hide Rashid in the slot a little bit more, and I still go back to I really don't think he's an outside receiver. I don't think he's got that long speed to beat some of the best corners in the league, but he's got that short quickness that he can get open across the middle, and that's majority of his catches yesterday were those crossing routes. So
and better late too, right? So that's maybe something where they found something during the game and figured out a way.
I think that goes to formations. Once you kind of figure out what you can do to get him the right matchup, that's not against Mooney or Sauce, they're going to find that, and they're just going to keep doing that same thing. So I think they did that late in the game with those bunch formations.
And his hamstring got a little tight, obviously, and he had to come out. And then later, it was the overtime catch. It was like, it almost like he knew, I better not run full speed here because I'm going to mess my hamstring. They could probably told him, listen, go out there and play, but don't be a dummy.
Yeah.
That's hard to do that during the game, though, and say, all right.
Yeah, to have that self-control, especially when you catch and there's green grass, for him to get down. One, obviously, there's guys behind him, and he's not obviously running that fast, so the chances of him getting stripped are higher. And, yeah, for him to have that self-awareness, get down, move the chains, keep the offense rolling, it was good to see.
We've got former Chiefs wide receiver Gary Dieter in studio. We'll be right back after this on this Victory Monday. Chiefs beat the Colts 23-20 in overtime. Back after this on WHB.
Stephen St. John.
I'm a little heavy, so I got some weight to me, and I ended up getting in there. That dad bod, man, just had enough weight on me where he went down. So it wasn't like I was necessarily trying to seek out contact. I was trying to absorb it.
You are listening to A New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio.
What's up, Kansas City? Thanksgiving week. It's right around the corner. Thursday. It's the holidays, baby. And do you know about the 3 T's of Thanksgiving? Well, if you're listening, you'll find out. Turkey, that's for eating. Table, that's for gathering. And, of course, touchdowns for winning. And with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. DraftKings Sportsbook, with all the action at your hands, first-time touchdowns, anytime touchdowns, live bets, every play, every snap, every game counts. And here's the best part. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. When touchdowns happens, that's when we feast. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 810WHB. That's code 810WHB after downloading the DraftKings Sportsbook app, and that's when you're going to get that great deal where you bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Look, Thursday, football, it's here. All you need to do, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use that code 810WHB, bet $5, and you're going to get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. It's how you spend Thanksgiving, with your family and with DraftKings Sportsbook. That's right, baby. It's all in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Kansas only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Hey Kansas City, this is Jeff Briggs with Victory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the Victory Effect, our pledge to drive down vehicle pricing for the city we love. Today I'm here to tell you about an exciting offer for the remainder of the month. While supplies last, Victory is offering 3 ways to save on all remaining 2025 Ram half-tons, the winner of the coveted Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Here's how it works. You get to pick from 3 great offers like $5,000 off and 0% for 72 months on all remaining 2025 Ram 1500s, or $11,000 off and 3